tonight be the night Pittsburgh fans see that home winning streak end? The challenger is St. John's University, and the Red Storm used red-hot three-point shooting to snap a 7-game losing streak last Saturday. But this is fourth-ranked Pittsburgh, fueled in part by a freshman from New York City. Big East basketball is next. We're on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, the Peterson Event Center. Pittsburgh looking for win number 21 on the season. Red Storm looking for their first Big East Conference win of the season. Welcome to all of you. I'm John Sanders along with Bucky Waters. Pittsburgh has never lost in this building. As a matter of fact, their home winning streak goes back even farther than that, an unbelievable 38 games in a row as they are neck and neck with the Duke Blue Devils. Part of their success this year comes from somebody that was in St. John's own backyard, and his name is Chris Tapp.
Yes, he's a New Yorker. He's a banger. He's at 6'10", and he's from Coney Island, actually, and he hasn't been amusing at all to the Big East Conference. The guy can play, and just a rookie, but he leads the teams in blocks, and he leads the teams in rebounds, plus averaging 10 points a game. 4 times this year, he has been awarded Rookie of the Week. A good one, getting better.
Tapp was not a starter when the season began, but he is a starter right now. Meantime, 8 3-pointers in the first half certainly helped that run by St. John's and ending the losing streak against UCLA. And the guy doing most of that damage was Elijah Ingram.
The little left-handed gunslinger. The guy is hot. In the last 2 games, he's 10 for 24, and he just buried the Bruins in the world's most famous arena. He's really not a point guard. He's a fragile 2-guard. But when he's hot, he makes St. John's very tough to defend. But he's going to get a tough defense tonight.
He did have a terrific game against UCLA. But the defense tonight might be a little bit different as he takes on the University of Pittsburgh. One of the guys he might be looking at from time to time is Mr. Do-Everything, number 4, Jerron Brown. Basketball coming up.
This is a crucial moment for the male. Cohabitation. It is a show of commitment. It is an indication of responsibility.
Hey.
It is love.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
And now with a late-breaking story, here's Suzanne.
Thanks, Tom. As the volcano continues to erupt, we take you live to correspondent John Ryland, who's at the scene. John, what's the situation?
Suzanne, as you can see behind me, the lava is covering an area of about 2 square miles. It's a bad situation, but I do have good news.
What's that, John?
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Tonight's Big East game from Pittsburgh is being brought to you by Hyundai. Only Hyundai has America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000 miles. Hyundai wins. By Cooper Tire, proud to be the official tire of the Big East Conference. Cooper Tires, don't give up a thing. And by Pontiac, fuel for the soul. Welcome to Big East Conference basketball. The Pittsburgh Panthers have just been introduced to another good crowd in their brand new home. Let's check out the starting lineups for these 2 teams tonight. Cada, Cuff, Reynolds, Hill, and Ingram, the starting 5 for St. John's. For Pittsburgh, it's Taft, Troutman, Brown, Krauser, and Page. Got some veterans, got some youth in this lineup for the University of Pittsburgh. New York City well represented in both of these teams' lineups. Kevin Clark picking it up for Mike Jarvis. His record since taking over is 3-9. He's the head coach and only 1 assistant there. So those 2 guys are very, very busy young men. Dermond Player and, of course, the head coach, Kevin Clark, 3-9 since taking over. And Jamie Dixon, what a great first season for him at the helm, taking over for Ben Howland and moved to UCLA. He is 20-1 in his first season as a head coach. We talked about New York City, and one of the real ways that Pittsburgh gets players from New York City is Barry Rorson. He is a recruiting specialist, and he specializes in New York City.
And he's done very well next year with the 4 signees coming in for the Panthers. There will be 7 New Yorkers, and the first signee for the following year is from New York. So is a serious drain. We know there are a lot of players in New York City, but a lot of them have found a home here in Pittsburgh, and boy, they're playing well.
The referee is Pete Tyberski. Tim Higgins and John Hughes are the umpires. We are underway, and the Red Storm controls the opening tip. Boy, what a great first half they had against UCLA. They built that big lead and made it stand up.
As you pointed out, this Panther defense much different than the Bruins. Those guys come in from the West Coast with sand in their sandals, especially when they get to New York.
First shot comes from Reynolds, and he knocks it home. So a two-pointer for Grady Reynolds, the senior junior college transfer from Alabama, Abbeville, Alabama.
He's the first player ever from Alabama for the Red Storm. St. John's opening in a 2-3 zone, which served them well in the victory over UCLA. They started in it, never left it.
On the perimeter, it's Krauser. We're in the first minute of tonight's matchup. Now the shot clock a problem for Pittsburgh. Krauser will shoot a three. Too strong. Rebounded by Ingram. Gets it off to his running mate Hill. Dumped down inside. Not able to handle the pass that time is Kyle Cupp.
Nice pass by Darrell Hill. Put it right there. Got to look it in your hands, big fella.
The mask being worn. He wore it earlier in the year, but in practice yesterday, as a matter of fact, he took another shot to the nose. So the sophomore from East Orange is going back to the mask. He didn't have the mask on when he lit it up with 5 3-pointers in the first half against UCLA.
It may be experimental. If he doesn't play well early, I would imagine it comes off. Ben Gordon of Connecticut also off again, on again with the mask.
And breaking away after the turnover to lay it in is Hill. So the first 4 go to the Red Storm. And that's one thing about this veteran team, though. They're not afraid to play from behind the Pittsburgh Panthers.
That's interesting, Don. That's true. And they've been in a lot of tough spots. They haven't played for a week. The last game was Boston College, so they've they've had a little time to rest. Sometime a week off is not good.
Inside, Troutman gets the baseline, puts it up and in. Siobhan Troutman from Williamsport, PA, gets the Panthers on the board. That game, they used a 14-3 run in the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds to put away a 10-point victory, but that was tight until the end.
It's almost like a cat and mouse. They're so confident they can come from behind. And we know if you're going to play cat and mouse, it's much better to be the cat.
Dump down inside. Good catch by Reynolds. Turns and shoots a little strong. Along the baseline is Siobhan Troutman. Pittsburgh down by 2, has the ball. We're 2.5 minutes into this opening half. Another big crowd. Capacity about 12,500. Krauser looked inside. Page for 3 in the lead. No good. Rebound by Hill. He's got Ingram and Reynolds, and it's Page coming back defensively. Gets a piece and gets the steal. Now it'll be a held ball.
It was 3-on-2, but that passing corridor just wasn't wide enough. And I think Julius Page really kind of baited, making it appear that there was enough room. And as soon as it was put on the floor, he had it. What a crafty senior he is from Buffalo.
Possession arrow gives it back to Pittsburgh. Trailing St. John's 4-2 in the early going. Glad to have you with us tonight from Pittsburgh. Krauser for 3 again for the lead, and that misses everything. Here comes Ingram back the other way. It's Hill on the weak side, tried to go up and under and drew the foul. He had a straight look at it that time from the weak side. Instead, he tried to go up and under.
Here's the break. St. John's able to get out and run on this Panther defense. Transition defense for Pittsburgh, not very good right now. I don't think they expected St. John's to come out running, but a good start for a team that hasn't won a conference game. Very important. This is a fragile team in the psyche. Not a lot of confidence out there for St. John's.
I thought you made a good point about the big win they had last year at Duke, and it propelled them on to a terrific finish to the season, including an NIT championship.
It did. They beat Duke in Madison Square Garden, and it took them off, just changed their whole season. And I know the St. John's fans are hoping that victory over UCLA will do the same thing. But I don't know that they came out of that victory over Duke and came to play the number 4 team in the country on the road.
This is Page. Looks inside, finds Taft, turns around, shoots too hard. Good strong rebound that time by Reynolds. Kicks it ahead to Ingram. Johnny's on the run right now. Ingram, his first 3-point attempt of the night is too strong. There's Cupp with a putback. 6-point lead.
Panthers right now, John, are listless. They're getting beat on the offensive board, and they're getting beat in transition.
Well,
but as you pointed out, they don't panic.
It is a 30-second timeout because Jamie Dixon did not like what he was seeing. You talk about the Red Storm. Keys for them: get good shots tonight, and rebounding, a very important part of this.
There's the good pick. Good second shots. And this aggressive team from Pittsburgh right now just a little bit listless.
Well, the rebounding edge so far does belong to the Johnnies, but we'll see if that continues. It is early. We played less than 4 minutes, and a good start, though, for Kevin Clark's club. And the one thing he will tell you is that these kids, even though they're in the longest losing streak in conference games in their history, and they are one of the original members of the Big East Conference, is that they have never quit. They play hard. They keep battling.
Well, you and I had them at Syracuse, and it was a marvelous Gutty performance. I mean, you're right. They just never quit, and that's hard to do when you're getting pounded game in and game out.
Here's Krauser, tried to go inside. Hill wouldn't let him. Jerron Brown, shot clock inside 15. Page passes on the 3. Krauser, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jerron Brown goes inside to Troutman. He has both of the Pittsburgh baskets tonight.
Great pass by Jerron Brown. He just threaded the needle through that tough zone.
(8-4), Red Storm leading. Deep in the lane, the turnaround won't go out of the hands of Abe Cada. He does not shoot very much, very often. The alley-oop to Taft.
Talk about getting back on defense. That time St. John's snoozing. And when you snooze to the number 4 team in the country, you'll lose. Great pass.
Lamont Hamilton is set to check in for St. John's, and Torrey Morris will report for Pittsburgh at the net dead ball. In the lane, nice easy shot that time for Kyle Cuff. Gets his second field goal.
There's no pressure on the perimeter. The Panthers are just not making that ball handler look. Passes into that lane are very easy. That's not characteristic.
Well, this is a team that has moved among the elite in the country playing defense, Bucky. I mean, that's what they do best.
Yeah, well, right now St. John's not intimidated at all. They're kind of doing what they want.
There's Taft in the lane, draws the foul. That'll be the first on Abe Cada, and it'll send Taft, the freshman from Brooklyn, and as you said, Coney Island, went to Xaverian High School, which also is the high school that graduated Barry Rorson. But if you talk to the Pittsburgh coaches, they say, you know, it's not how many you have, it's the kind of players you have. He said they've got some guys from the Bronx that everybody wanted also. We did, and other schools did, so they've done well. And there are a lot of great players in New York City, but you kind of have to look at that number in a different perspective.
Well, it is unique now in that the influx, and of course one of the great controversies about the St. John's program has been inability to keep the top players in the city, and hopefully with a new regime and a new look, they'll be able to do that.
And of course, who's going to be that new head coach?
Digger Phelps.
Look at Brown coming up with the loose ball, then squeezed inside and turns it over.
Our colleague Digger Phelps put in a plug for Barry Rorson, the assistant here at Pitt, said if I had my shot, he'd be the coach.
Well, he tried to go to Grady Reynolds, couldn't do it, but here he successfully does go. It's Krauser to Taft. Pittsburgh down by 3.
Take advantage of great lease and finance rates. Only through February 29th.
Get in the zone. I'm Jesse James. The way I see it, a car is not just a way to get from point A to point B. It is the point. That's that's where the pros at AutoZone can help. They've got the stuff you need to keep your car running right and make it as cool as you want. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Looks like...
Is Angela home?
What's that?
Chicken fingers from Matt's House of Chicken?
She's not feeling well.
I'm here for Angela. I've got chicken tips from Chicken Chicken.
You just missed her.
Yo, Angela.
What's in the bag?
Homestyle chicken strips from Wendy's.
Great. I didn't catch your name.
Snake.
Angela, Snake's here.
Wendy's new homestyle chicken strips. Tender strips of whole breast filet with homestyle breading and a delicious sauce. It's better here.
So, Snake, I can see why Angela's crazy about you. What do you play for? USA!
In 1980, America needed heroes. What they got was a hockey team.
This is something that this country is ready for.
Probably not.
This is your time.
Tonight, see a special sneak preview of Miracle, the year's first great film. Miracle, rated PG. Special sneak preview tonight.
St. John's has led throughout so far in the first half. One of the good things about Pittsburgh is the way they can get the ball inside to people.
Well, the zone has been tough, but Siobhan inside, they're just kind of splitting. St. John's pretty soft once the ball goes in there, but they have managed very well to deny the opportunities. We pointed out that at the other end, that the usually tough Panther defense makes entry passes difficult. Troutman at 6'7" is just a horse in there.
Well, some feel he doesn't shoot enough. He's very unselfish, and it's a very unselfish team. They don't mind passing the basketball to somebody that's got a better chance to score. And certainly that teamwork, one of the keys to their success over the past couple of seasons.
Well, he's shooting 67% from the floor, so he certainly isn't putting up any bad shots.
Inside, Morris tried to go up with it and was fouled on the play. Andre Stanley, who just checked into the lineup, will pick up the foul. He is a grad student. There's the reach in and the foul, putting Morris to the line.
Morris at 6'11", a senior, seeing his playing time diluted a bit by the younger big men.
Specifically, Mr. Taft.
Yes, specifically.
10-8 is our score. And the Pittsburgh Panthers still not a very good foul shooting team at 63% coming in. But they're better. Krauser is much better at the line than Brandon Knight was last year. Knight, of course, was a terrific player for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I thought after his injury, he wasn't quite the same player that he was earlier in his career, particularly from an offensive standpoint. But he was a very good player. He is a pass first, shoot second point guard. Krauser, of course, we know is a shoot first, pass second point guard.
Reynolds inside, draws a crowd. Three-pointer on the way, and too strong by Cuff, tracked down by Troutman, and he's banged down by Reynolds, who was trailing the play and trying to grab a rebound, puts him on the floor.
These kids have banged together before in the schoolyards of New York. Just, oh man, that's 15 yards at least.
They don't go any longer than that, do they? The penalty?
Like a hockey check. No change in the defense for St. John's. They're very happy with this pace.
You saw Troutman was looking to pass rather than to shoot when he caught the ball. Comes out to Page, now Krauser. Pittsburgh looking for its first lead of the night. Brown. Krauser, shot clock at 10 again. Brown passes on the three, drives the baseline, little runner, rallies it home. They need a big basket, he's the man.
Boy, was he smooth. Just kind of easing up the baseline. The glue. Our good friend Dick Grote doing radio here for Pittsburgh, a great athlete, basketball and baseball. He says this guy's Rodney Dangerfield. All these years, he's been doing all this good stuff, and he's unappreciated. Doesn't get any respect.
Krauser keyed that one as he deflected the ball, and the Panthers get the steal, get the basketball back, have their first lead at 11-10. And I think you're right. I think the zone is causing some problems for Pittsburgh right now. Morris inside. Brown will shoot a three and drill it. How about that? The last 5 points for Pittsburgh out of the hands of Jerron Brown.
Jerron says, I'm going to let you guys have a little time here to prove something, but I can see you need help, and he stepped up.
The last 5 scored by Jerron Brown puts the Panthers on an 8-0 run and gives them a 4-point lead at 14-10. So that's how quickly it can turn around. But he always seems to be involved in the big plays.
Well, one of the things he does too is defensively. Carmelo Anthony last year, he defended him. They split the series, but he defended him about as well as Anthony was defended at the college level. And that's another thing he does not get credit for, the good deed. Lou showed little pump fake, and that the ability to pick up and not go all the way and create. Nice, there's the stroke. And with that package, you're a player. He doesn't have blinding speed, but he's got the pull up and the stroke.
Now, Pittsburgh started 1 for 5, and they're 4 for 5 since, so it has picked up. Tough outside, and we're seeing the freshman Tyler Jones in the lineup for the first time. That shot won't go. Tipped up and put back in nicely that time by Lamont Hamilton.
He's one of Lamont's a freshman that has found some playing time under Kevin Clark. Terrific athlete. It's going to be a good one.
6'9" freshman from Brooklyn. Still Panther basketball as Andre Stanley was going for the steal. 11:20 to play in the first half. Panthers trailed by 6 early, moved up by 4, right now lead by a deuce.
The Hyundai Sonata makes more sense than ever. Once again ranked most appealing entry midsize car by J.D. Power & Associates. It's $3,700 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Test drive the 2004 Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $15,839. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Hyundai Sonata with up to $2,500 cash back or a 0% APR.
The experts at Hotels.com know exactly how close all the places are to where you want to stay. All at the best price. Hotels.com. Best prices, best places, guaranteed.
Good night.
Truly flat beds in business class. British Airways.
Never seen Pittsburgh lose in this building. We're in the Oakland section of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Pittsburgh's defense started back in 99-2000. That was Ben Howland's first year.
Well, he came from the West. He did a great job in the East, and he's back in the West. And he had a taste of St. John's in Madison Square Garden on Sunday, but that's an amazing record, and it keeps getting better. One of the things that was impressive after that 30-second timeout by Jamie Dixon was they took St. John's right out of transition. There have been no more breakaway baskets for the Red Storm.
Graves has taken over now for Carl Krauser at the point for Pittsburgh. This is Page for 3. Bending, no good. Morris has it, puts it back, and in with authority. Torrey Morris with 4 points, and the Panthers go back to a 4-point lead.
Well, a little chin music there by Morris as well.
Antonio Graves, who's on the court, did get some starts when Krauser was hurt. He made 4 starts and played very well.
Jamie was talking about every time they had somebody hurt, the team got better because You got playing time for guys who got some experience, so that accrues well as you get toward the end of the year. Tournament time, playing 3 games in 3 days, or the usual NCAA Saturday, Monday, Friday, Sunday. Depth becomes a factor.
Nice move that time by Hamilton to get free and draw the foul from Mark McCarroll, who lit it up to the tune of 26 points earlier this season right here in this building, and a big win against Georgia. They routed Georgia.
Boy, that part of the season was really crazy, and then Georgia turned around and beat Georgia Tech. And
go figure, huh?
Yeah, it's great. That's what's great about college hoops.
Well, I think it's going to be the focal point of this conference as the year goes on, is who can beat who, and almost any team, even though they have picked out the top 4 teams in Notre Dame and UConn and Syracuse and Pittsburgh. You better look out for schools like Providence College.
With the opportunity off the made shot, St. John's coming down the floor with a not too intense 1-2-1-1 full court press.
Handled though by Jerron Brown. You see him move out, basically playing on the perimeter now at a guard position. Page penetrates, pulls up, shoots, banks it home.
Oh, that's a clinic. All you young players who think that a zone defense kind of takes you out of your style, that's what you do. Dribble penetration, knowing you can't go all the way, but you're under control. You take the short jumper, or you take what the defense gives you. Well done.
He is the 5th Panther to score midway through this first half, and Graves reaches in and will pick up the call. Antonio Graves, he was a late signee, didn't sign until August. He was going to go to prep school, instead came to Pittsburgh.
He's a good one. He's got the quicks, and for a freshman, very wise, very savvy move pulling up.
It's 18-14. The Panthers have the lead, and there's a nice inbound play. It winds up in the hands of the 5th-year senior Andre Stanley, who gets his first basket. He has been a very important part of this St. John's program over the years.
Yeah, measuring him by 7 points and 4 rebounds a game doesn't even come close. He's another one of those glue guys.
McCarroll's turnaround. Good. Beautiful move. Great stroke. Another Panther in the scorebook. 6 different players have scored their 20 points.
Look up balanced scoring in the dictionary, and you got the Pittsburgh Panthers.
This is Stanley working on Brown. Hill with it now. Basically a 3-guard offense for St. John. Hill gets a little room, puts up his shot, and it's an air ball. Brown is there on the weak side. He's got McCarroll and Morris running with him, and he'll back it off.
Oh, Page wants to let it go. He's getting anxious.
Brown lost track of the ball, and then was going to pick up a foul. He just let that ball get away from him and tried to get it back, and picks up his first personal foul.
Not a bad foul, though. That was a breakaway.
We're checking back into the lineup for the Red Storm. Cuff and Reynolds. Page goes to the bench for the first time. Krauser has returned, along with McCarroll, and the freshman Taft is back out there as well. Pittsburgh leads by 4. That matches their largest margin. Red Storm jumped out to an early 6-point lead, and that's the 2nd foul now on the freshman Antonio Graves, and that's a good way to earn yourself a trip back to the bench.
He couldn't keep his hands off the shirt. Trailing the shooter through there. Darrell Hill's very quick, tough to keep up with. St. John's doing a better job of rubbing off the post. Just as I said that, they did a poor job, but it does no good to set a screen if you go 4 feet from it and don't run your man into it.
Ingram's 2nd 3-point attempt. Neither one has been close so far, as Krauser dribbles through a double team and sets up with 8:18 to play in the first half.
This game at a glacier-like pace.
That's the way the Panthers want to play it. This is Ingram. He's got help from Hill. And he traveled? Yes, he did. That's the 5th turnover by St. John.
Wow.
A clear breakaway, and he traveled.
Oh, my. Oh, my. Let's see. 3-on-2. They got the numbers. Ingram with the bounce pass to Hill.
You got to dribble it at some point, don't you?
I don't know. Boy, I tell you, that was 1, 2. Oh, yeah.
You got to put it on the ground at least once.
At least once, John, yeah. I guess used to watching the NBA. That was the cha-cha ballet.
On the NBA, he can just slam that one home and nobody says a word. But he forgot one thing. He was so sure he was going to make the basket, he forgot to dribble. Here comes Page. Krauser.
Should I dunk it? Shouldn't I dunk it? And I forgot to dribble.
Inside McCarroll. High speed to touchdown.
Interior passing, one of the signatures of this surging Panther team. Sometimes they can overpass. That might have been one. I mean, that went through a very narrow corridor and only picked up a few feet of real estate, but it was pretty.
Well, they're one of the best in the country at that interior passing. Tough outside. This is Ingram. He has been quiet so far. Stanley to the baseline, doesn't get the roll, but draws the foul.
Good job. Stanley had a pretty good head of steam going down there and saw that white wall waiting for him. Andre Stanley with the pull-up.
Oh, that was not a lot of contact there, but Page does draw his second foul. So that's not good news for Jamie Dixon and the Panthers. The Red Storm 5 out of 5 at the free throw line as Stanley converts. And checking into the lineup is Yuri Dimitris.
One of the few local guys,
yep.
John, from Glenshaw, PA.
From Shaler High School here in the Pittsburgh area. First miss at the free throw line by the Red Storm. 7 minutes to play in the half. Pittsburgh's lead is 5. Mohamed Chakati is set to check in for the Red Storm as Krauser has it. Page at the foul line, kicks it to Demetrius, who came here with the reputation of being a great shooter, but hasn't had that many chances. That's what they've been looking for. They're not a big three-point shooting team, but Carl Krauser bangs that one in and stretches the lead to 8. Seven different Panthers now have scored in this game, and it's 25-17. He'll shoot a 3. Rebound to Demetrius. This is Krauser. It's a 3-on-3. Alley-oop McCarroll. What great eyes by Krauser. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point Panther lead with 6:07 to play in the half. And the timeout is taken.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Krauser. The big train coming down the outside. Big men running the floor. Mark McCarroll, the junior from where? Queens, New York, has been a real spark off the bench.
Now they've scored their points in a hurry and in bunches here. It's 27-17.
St. John's has to get control of that tempo and has to do a much better job in their transition defense. The zone has not been bad, but right now they're getting beat above the rim.
A 9-1 run right now, and in the last 6 minutes they have outscored St. John's 21-7. Started 1 of 5, 10 of their last 12, and when they shoot the ball that well, they are trouble. We're in the Peterson Event Center. I'm John Sanders with Bucky Waters. Panthers trying to win another one in this building. So they have never lost. They're 32-0 in this beautiful new facility.
It is beautiful. The buildings don't beat you. Cameron doesn't beat you. It's teams, but this one sure has polish.
Cuff misses the putback after the Reynolds miss, and Brown has the rebound.
In fact, as a home court, it's big and spacious and not too intimidating.
Oh, beautiful move by Brown. There to come to the rescue with the putback was Taft. He's got 7 points to lead the scoring for Pittsburgh.
Oh, the Green's coming to the top right now, John.
Panthers lead grows to 12. Ingram has been quiet, has not scored. Gets to the baseline and throws it away. 6 turnovers for St. John's. Pittsburgh going to work. They continue the run. They've scored 11 of the last 12 points. It's 29-17. Pittsburgh by 12, using the dunk to their advantage.
There's nothing worse than being ready to go and your car won't. So we're ready in advance. Ready with the right equipment, the right people, and the right parts. All at ready to go, low prices. And if it's your battery, we'll install it for free. So bring it on.
It's not a company. It's not an index. It's a partner. Your financial advisor. Let your advisor be your guide. Dreyfus. Time-tested strategies for investing, no matter what the times.
It's hard being in a new city. Good morning.
Colorado, go back to Detroit.
Avalanche!
Get out of here!
You guys are losers. Take that hat off.
Colorado rules! Detroit's going down! Red Wings got nothing.
Loser.
That's why I love ESPN Local on Insider. With local coverage of all my teams, I feel like I'm closer to home.
The all-new ESPN Insider. Get inside.
It's Big East Conference basketball tonight from the Peterson Event Center on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. And the Panthers have been on a roll of late, an 11-1 run, leading now by 12. Let's take a look at our Pontiac top performance of the week because he's playing again tonight.
The little left-hander from East Orange and St. Anthony. He was enormous. And UCLA came east for a cameo to the world's most famous arena and went home with a
to him, and he lays it in.
He passed it through the legs, I believe, of the St. John's player. Let me finish up that Cower story. And so there's a guy coming out of high school nobody really wants, ends up an All-American, 5 years in the National Football League. Who'd have thunk it?
Well, you never know.
Gomes is amazing, though. He was 270 pounds, 6'6", and he has emerged into just one terrific college basketball player.
Well, the 9 turnovers by the Red Storm have led to 13 Pittsburgh points. Did he travel? Yes, I think he did. Or he double dribbled. 3:07 to go, and the drought goes on for the Red Storm. (35-17).
I thought it was very important for St. John's to get the good start. You know, the really fragile, playing the nation's #4 team on the road, and they did. But they,
well, we did think they got up to a good start. And, Krauser apparently is going to leave the court. Dr. Freddie Fu is over there with him, along with Tony Solisi. Don't know what the injury is. Maybe a hand injury. Page inside, no good. Tipped into the hands of Troutman. He'll keep it alive to Yuri Dimitris. Back to Jerron Brown. Gives it up along the baseline. Taft working hard. Knocked away. No foul called. And the Panthers, with 2:41 to go in the half, will keep it under their own basket.
Kevin Clark switching to full court pressure back. Still in that, the fallback defense is still zone. Here's the play for Krauser.
Going
got
for
hurt.
the steal.
Yeah, looks like he might have just jammed a finger.
Yuri Demetrius battling along the baseline with Stanley for the rebound, tips it out of bounds, so the Red Storm will get it back. But the drought goes on for St. John's. Remember, they had a 6-point lead. And right now they're down by 18. That's a 24-point turnaround.
And that started again with Jamie Dixon's 32nd timeout. It just closed the window. The draft was over.
Second basket in the first half for Reynolds, but so far tonight, only 10 points out of the 4 players who are averaging in double figures for St. John.
Against the pressure, Jerron Brown showing yet another dimension, bringing the ball up against a front court player, so the pressure is over.
Troutman to Demetrius. Brown looking, holding, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Taft along the baseline, and he double dribbled. So the Red Storm gets it back. Less than 2 to go in the first half.
Reminiscent of the steel curtain of the Pittsburgh Steelers of many years ago. This college Panther team really good at the defensive end.
Well, a 7.5-minute drought without a field goal has really killed the Red Storm. See how they switch on those guys out there along the perimeter? Now a baseline look, and that one is too strong. There's Troutman for the rebound. He runs right into Hill and turns it over. Hill working on Demetrius, gets inside, scoops it up, bending, no good. It's tipped back out. Stanley controls. And that short baseline jumper, no good. Troutman there for the rebound.
Every shot's a tough shot against this Panther defense.
Demetrius to Troutman trailing, put it up and in, and I think it's going to count. He took the bump, stayed with the shot, and gets it to go. The foul is on Lamont Hamilton.
When your big men run the floor, you have to reward them. There's the Page pass to Demetrius, and here's the big guy trucking. St. John's had bodies back, but they really underestimated Troutman's quickness to get there.
Only a 60% free throw shooter.
That's got to be a concern for Jamie Dixon if they hope to surpass that Sweet 16 level of NCAA performance. Making free throws, and the way they play and come at you, they're going to shoot free throws. It's a very viable part of your offense when you play as physical as they do.
Well, only 5 teams have shot better than 45% against them, and so far tonight St. John's is not going to join that crowd. But we've got another half to go. Hamilton working on Morris, gets it inside. This is Reynolds. Hamilton, that's a 3, too strong. And there once again a rebound by Troutman, and he's fouled as he started to go the other way. The foul will go on Reynolds. It'll be his second. We remind you to stay with us at halftime. While Pittsburgh has doubled it up so far on St. John's, we have some activities to come. We're going to talk about the co-players of the week and the rookie of the week on our Big East Wire. We will also have other top 25 and Big East scores. There's plenty of activity in the Big East Conference tonight. Panthers, shot clock off. Reach-in foul called on Stanley. That's number 2 on him.
Just now reaching the total fouls. As aggressive as they have been playing defense just now, both teams, where St. John's has been in his zone.
We've not had any bonus, though. The next foul will be the bonus because each team has 6. Stanley, the reach in, battling Graves, takes it away from him, then falls down. Dixon thought he was fouled. He can't believe it. And we'll see some pressure in the final 6.7.
Graves did have 6 turnovers against Virginia Tech, so he's still learning.
Brown tried to go to Morris, threw it too hard, went right off the hand. Still 1.8 to play. Pittsburgh comfortably in front with a great run in the final 14 minutes of the half. At the buzzer, it won't go. We are at halftime. 38-19 is our score. Any problems for Pittsburgh? Maybe one. Beautiful dish there to set up the basket by Troutman, but after that he left the game with an injured hand. We'll check on Carl Krause. It's Pittsburgh leading at halftime.
The Cooper Xeon 2XS Ultra High Performance Tire. Made to perform on the skid pad, the slalom, the track, and in the real world. Cooper tires don't give up a thing.
Shuffle, step, step. Come on, Jojo. I'm sorry, Wayne, it's not working. Let's try something simpler. Move your feet, step, touch. Work with me. All right, under tempo. Down.
Very good. Watch my feet. Watch. Very. Stop it, Ellen. Okay, that's... Yeah. Here we go. And step, move, step, step. Oh, that's good, that's good. Come on.
It's gonna be a long year.
Hi, I'm checking in. Hi, checking in. Checking in. Hi.
Good morning, sir. Checking in.
At Hotels.com, we check out a wide range of hotels, so you get exactly what you want in a hotel at the best price. Hotels.com. Best prices, best places, guaranteed.
There's one thing I don't get here. If he gets it, she gets it, they get it, why don't you get it? Verizon Online DSL. Especially now that you can get it at our lowest price ever. It comes with MSN Premium, so you can experience the internet like never before. Listen to tunes! Stream videos in a lot less time than dial-up. And you can block out those unwanted emails with some of the toughest filters around.
To get Verizon Online DSL for just $29.95 a month with a qualifying package, call 1-800-826-2152. That's 1-800-826-2152. It's a savings of $60 a year.
Verizon Online DSL with the power of MSN Premium. Now at our lowest price ever.
What's not to get?
Verizon. Make progress every day.
Welcome back to the Peterson Events Center. Pittsburgh and St. John's have played the first 20 minutes of tonight's game. And on our Big East halftime report, first order of business, check out the co-players of the week. Rashawn Anderson, Gerald Riley. It was Anderson shooting 73.7% from the field, 64% from the three-point line, and a pair of Husky road wins. Coming off the bench, he had 26 points in 20 minutes to help UConn win at Virginia Tech 96-60, and a 63-58 win at BC. He had 16. Riley averaged 28.5 points while shooting 62.5% from the floor, 58% from beyond the arc in a 1-1 week. In an 87-80 overtime win at Miami, he had 35 points, including 7 in the extra period. Riley had 22 points in a 65-50 loss at Providence, the co-Big East players of the week. Familiar name is the Rookie of the Week in the conference, Quincy Doobie of Rutgers. Second straight week that he's won the honor. He averaged 19.5 points, shot 67% from three-point range in a pair of wins. He had 24 in an 81-70 win over Notre Dame, 15 in a victory by 3 points at Villanova. Doobie 6 of 9 from three-point range in the two games. He leads the Big East with a 56% mark from beyond the arc in league games. We've got more when we come back to Pittsburgh. We'll check out some top 25 and some Big East scores. Stay with us. More Big East basketball coming up.
The Hyundai Sonata makes more sense than ever. Once again ranked most appealing entry midsize car by J.D. Power and Associates. It's $3,700 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Test drive the 2004 Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $15,839. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Hyundai Sonata with up to $2,500 cash back or a 0% APR.
St. John's fans celebrate a 70-67 victory for the NIT Championship.
The Huskies have climbed Rocky Top for the national championship, and the UConn Huskies have gone back-to-back.
The Orange have won it! Syracuse has won the national championship, and Jim Boeheim has found the final 4 seconds here in New Orleans. They're screaming, they're dancing in Syracuse, and the Orangemen are the champions of college basketball!
The new authentic Philly cheesesteak at McDonald's.
Hockey fans, here's your chance to score the ultimate hat trick with this special TV offer that's not available in any store. First, call now and order the Ultimate Gretzky DVD collection. You'll get the greatest moments on ice DVD, featuring the most electrifying moments of the great one's career. You'll hear exclusive interviews with family, teammates, and Gretzky himself talks about his career, including the effect of being traded.
It changed my life, there's no question about it.
Then, as a special bonus, you'll also get the Man Behind the Myth DVD, containing behind-the-scenes exclusive private footage never seen before. Next, your order will automatically enter you for a chance to win one of 99 special Ultimate Gretzky DVDs autographed by the great one himself. Don't wait, call now. Call now to order the Ultimate Gretzky DVD collection for just $19.95 and be automatically entered to win a special autographed Ultimate Gretzky DVD. Call now.
Visit McDonald's and purchase a Happy Meal for a buy one, get one free coupon on select tickets to Sesame Street Live's production of Everyone Makes Music, February 5th through the 16th at the theater at Madison Square Garden. At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
Welcome back to our Big East halftime report. It's 38-19, a great run in the final 14 minutes of the opening half has given the Panthers a comfortable lead. And in top 25 and Big East basketball, it is Virginia Tech now leading the Friars by a point. They're playing down in Blacksburg. See what else is happening in Big East Conference basketball tonight. It is West Virginia still leading there. Miami has the early lead. They're playing at the Rack in Piscataway. And Notre Dame a slight edge over Boston College. That game really just getting going. And in top 25 action, it is number 25 South Carolina by a point over Alabama. That game is really just getting underway. What's ahead in the Big East Conference? Villanova and Georgetown will go at it at 7:30 tomorrow night. And then the weekend game, Syracuse-Providence, that'll be at noon. West Virginia is at Connecticut. That's at 2 o'clock. Miami at Georgetown. That is a 7 o'clock game. Rutgers at Seton Hall Saturday night. Pittsburgh and Notre Dame will hook it up at 7. That game is in South Bend. We've got more to go. We are in Pittsburgh tonight. Panthers leading 38-19 at halftime. We'll have some first half highlights after this.
No other weekly financial publication moves the markets like Barron's. It provides the knowledge, insight, and foresight that allow you to stay one step ahead. Subscribe now and you'll also receive this Barron's Stock Evaluator free. It lets your computer help you turn money into wealth. Get 13 weeks of Barron's and the Stock Evaluator, all for only $39. Call now toll-free 800-334-6600. That's 800-334-6600.
I'm a senior at the University of Pittsburgh, majoring in environmental studies and political science. I chose Pitt because I wanted an academic challenge. Throughout Pitt, there are many nationally ranked programs, from the writing program to medicine to philosophy. So many talented students are here. More Marshall and Rhodes Scholars have come out of Pitt in the last 15 years than any other college in Pennsylvania. The opportunities here are limitless. Coming to Pitt was the best decision I ever made.
It's hard being in a new city. Good morning.
Colorado, go back to Detroit.
Avalanche!
Get out of here!
You guys are losers. Take that hat off.
Colorado rules! Detroit's going down! Red Wings got nothing.
Loser.
That's why I love ESPN Local on Insider. With local coverage of all my teams, I feel like I'm closer to home.
The all-new ESPN Insider. Get inside.
It's a pivotal showdown in the Pac-10 race. Hassan Adams and the Cats look to claw their way back to the top against Leon Poe and Cal. Pac-10 basketball presented by Kyocera. A bitter ACC rivalry takes center stage. Number 1 ranked Duke goes for its 17th straight victory over rival Clemson. ACC Sunday Night Hoops on Fox Sports Net.
We knew a number of expeditions had failed on it. At some point, you're going to have to rely wholly on your partner.
I was just convinced he was dead.
I thought, this is it. This is as far as this game goes.
Our Big East halftime report continues. It's 38-19. The Panthers with a great surge. Of course, the Red Storm went 7.5 minutes without scoring a basket. That's part of the reason they're down by 19 points. Along with Bucky Waters, I'm John Sanders. Let's check out some of our Hyundai first half highlights. And it was a good start to the ball game by the Red Storm. They raced out early, Bucky, and had a 6-point lead.
They really did. They played with a lot of confidence. They had the ball in transition, but all of that changed. As we see here, St. John's pushing the ball up the floor. There was Grady Reynolds with 4 points, and that was as good as it got. The little bit of transition they had here, Darrell Hill juggling, getting out in front. They looked good early, but then the Panthers closed the door. Great interior passing, just finding open people. Troutman there strong. Townsend with lob passes. It was just a tremendous demonstration of running the floor, athleticism. McCarroll with a stuff. And here they are. The Panthers not known for fast break. Krauser in the middle had 3 assists. Just incredible internal passing that time. And as the underrated LeRon Brown has demonstrated time after time, he lets other people start and he finishes.
He did a great job in the first half. We'll have to check Krauser's status, though, because of that finger injury late in the half. Statistically, let's see how it breaks out between these two teams. And the Panthers were very balanced in scoring in the first half.
Look at that field goal percentage. Incredible.
38-19 is our score. Red Storm is back on the court. Panthers will join him when we return.
With all-wheel drive performance, the BMW 3 Series grips like it's summer, even when it's not. The all-wheel drive BMW 3 Series. Lease a nicely equipped one for $339 a month.
St. John's fans celebrate a 70-67 victory for the NIT Championship.
The Huskies have climbed Rocky Top for the national championship, and the Yukon Huskies have gone back-to-back.
The Orange have won it! Syracuse has won the national championship, and Jim Boeheim has found the final 4 seconds here in New Orleans. They're screaming, they're dancing in Syracuse, and the Orangemen are the champions of college basketball!
Good night. Good morning.
Truly flat beds in business class. British Airways.
I need 480 tons of plaster.
I need 70 more rolls of paper.
There are nearly 25 million small businesses in the U.S., and all of them have one thing in common. They need things.
We need to get 6 tickets for Tokyo. I need an ultrasound machine.
So we've built the benefits of Open, the small business network, into the American Express Business Gold Card. Call 1-800-NOW-OPEN to apply. There's no preset spending limit, so you can get what your business needs when you need it. Plus big discounts on the things you buy most.
I need a dozen boxes of toner. I need to rent a car every week.
I need to ship 42 glass bowls.
Call now and we'll waive the fee for the first year, a $75 savings. Plus, we can approve you in under 60 seconds.
I need a better way to buy what I need.
The American Express Business Gold Card. Call 1-800-NOW-OPEN for yours.
Big East Conference basketball from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, and the Panthers in control at halftime 38-19 thanks to a late surge. Big East standings right now, there are no undefeated teams, but you're never going to see that in this conference again, I guarantee you that. But it's Pittsburgh and UConn both at 6-1. Panthers have lost only 1 game this entire season, and Providence right there as well. Seton Hall too. Syracuse has 3 losses already, so does Notre Dame, and those were 2 of the teams that were picked in the top 4.
Well, there's a lot of time yet, John. It's just everybody's got to relax a little bit because some of the tougher games, the schedule has not been equal as you look at those. And that will change, plus injuries, plus freshmen getting better. And I'm looking forward to the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden at the end of the year. I'm still distressed that 2 teams will not make it. I think every team should be able to participate in the conference tournament, but I've made that speech before. But it'll be a hummer.
Well, Troutman leads the scoring with 9. Nobody has a player in double figures so far. The Panthers have been very balanced in the first half. St. John's just hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. It's 38-19. They got off to a good start, had a 6-point lead.
In addition to 7 different players scoring for Pittsburgh, their assist turnover was very impressive. 11 assists, only 6 turnovers.
Reynolds, that one is partially blocked, and right there to put it back was Kyle Cuff. St. John scores first as we begin the second half of play. Krauser, who jammed his finger. It is taped on that left hand, but he is back in there. He's getting the start with Troutman, Brown. This is Page. Lost control and drew a foul on his way up. So the foul goes on Hill. There's the Carl Krauser. You can sneak a look at that left hand with those fingers taped together. So it's the same starting lineup each way for both teams. Cuff, Reynolds, Cada, Ingram, Hill for St. John's, Brown, Troutman, Krauser, Page, and Tapp for Pittsburgh.
St. John's has to do something to try to take the nation's number 4 team out of its rhythm now. It's clearly in control. Some pressure, some trapping. It's not going well. They tried man for man in the first set, which is something they did not do in the first half. Kevin Clark's got his hands full. He took over a team that was struggling, and he's got the tough job of getting them through this just murderous schedule in the Big East, getting them to the tournament, and they're fragile. They have not yet won a game in the Big East.
Julius Page with 2 at the line has 4. Ingram scoops it in. And for Ingram, who leads the team at over 13 a game, that's his first basket of the night. He had some three-point attempts in the first half. Didn't hit any of those, and this time he gets the layup. And Troutman has it knocked away by Reynolds, but Taft knocks it free. Pittsburgh keeps it. Taft, a lane, and a score.
How's that for a little give and go? 6'7" to 6'10". A couple of big point guards down there playing around.
It's 42-23. Ingram backs outside the line, then goes inside to Reynolds. And a foul call. Reach-in foul on Siobhan Troutman. That'll be his first.
After that, excuse me, John, after that blistering three-point attack in Madison Square Garden against UCLA, St. John's 0 for 5 in the first half.
And the foul goes on Jerron Brown, not Troutman. So Brown will pick up number 2. Ingram to the baseline, rejected by Taft, kept alive by Cuff. Tried to go to Reynolds, bad pass. Oh, what a nice pickup. Krauser, 3-on-1. Beautiful feed on the drive to Jerron Brown. Holy cow.
I thought I heard some sweet Georgia Brown playing in the Peterson Activity Center. Whoa,
my
Showtime.
Goodness, a 21-point lead, a bad pass, but saved that time by Keita. Gets it back out to Ingram, 44-23. Ingram's 3, bending, 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 in.
Soft.
That's his first 3 tonight. It's the first 3 for the Red Storm. You talked about their three-point shooting. They had 8 of them in the first half against UCLA, but this is not the same defense they were playing on Saturday.
No, indeed. No, indeed.
Krauser, crossover dribble. Ingram matched up on him. Works around the Troutman screen and then just lets it go off his hands out of bounds. I don't know whether it was a loss of concentration or what. The ball just dribbled away.
It's almost a feeling of helplessness. We can't beat this defense.
Cuff makes the catch against Troutman. Knocked away by Brown. Panthers have numbers, 3-on-1. Krauser high-stepping. Troutman trailing. Follow Taft to foul.
A little too cavalier that time were the Panthers. They had the numbers, they had the speed, but they were too closely bunched. Anytime you get 3-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-2, you got to spread it out. The tighter it is, the better it is for the defense. And that really just came down there like 8 people in a mob.
Keita picks up his second foul. Taft goes to the line for the second time. He was 1 of 2 in the first half. The start of the season, Torrey Morris, the senior from Tennessee, was the starter. The Taft kept getting more and more minutes and eventually moved into the starting lineup.
I think Taft's hands are better. Just a few times that I've seen him. Chris Taft is a more gifted athlete, but of course Morris has the experience. But at this point in the year, there aren't any freshmen. They played in the big arenas. They played against the marquee teams.
You saw Elijah Ingram adjusting that mask that he's wearing after a broken nose in practice. He's had it popped a couple of times this season. And Taft, the first player in double figures, has 10.
For either team.
That's true.
Amazing.
Well, if somebody was in double figures for St. John's, they'd have almost all the points. Hill from outside. That's too strong. Nice rebound by Keita. Hits the deck and travels. So Pittsburgh will get it back. They'll see some St. John's pressure. And really, at this point, Kevin Clark and company, they have to do anything they can to try to get back in the game. And one pass, they take care of that. Page squeezes down the lane, missed the shot.
Yes, he's left-handed. Boy.
How about Krauser with a steal? And he's racing back the other way. Taft trails the play. No good. Keita had it. Krauser. Oh, it's showtime here in Peterson Event Center now. That's going to put Taft back at the line. I think Hamilton's going to pick up the call.
Right now the Panthers are dissing St. John's, just undressing them in the backcourt. And look at this Showtime. Ooh, Taft coming like a train. Doesn't really quite get the handle.
He does go back to the line. It's foul number 3 on Reynolds. One of the top scorers for the Johnnies is in foul trouble. 11 points now for the freshman from Xaverian High School. Hits them both.
60% free throw shooter is Taft. Like to see those big men shoot free throws.
Back to the 19-point lead. Ingram's 3 off the front of the iron. Tracked down by Keita. So Ingram will shoot another 3. This one's off the mark. He's 0 for 4 in 3-pointers. Here's Brown with the long pass. Backs his way in. Uses his body and the glass for the basket.
Serious problems in the backcourt. Ingram's back there throwing up threes, and he still gets beat down the floor. Sometimes when your point guard dribbles and penetrates and gets in there, you get caught without good protection against transitions.
Hill in front of Krauser.
St. John's is listless.
Well, it seems like they get something going, and all of a sudden, Pittsburgh makes it turn the other way. And they score their points in bunches. Even without Page doing a whole lot. And Jamie Dixon up gets the timeout call, a 30-second timeout. 15:19 to play. Pittsburgh leading by 21 points over the Red Storm. It has been showtime for Pittsburgh in the second half.
This is a crucial moment for the Mayo. Cohabitation. It is a show of commitment. It is an indication of responsibility.
Hey.
It is love.
Rolling Rock beer. Grab a rock.
The Cooper Xeon 2XS Ultra High Performance Tire. Made to perform on the skid pad, the slalom, the track, and in the real world. Cooper tires don't give up a thing.
The experts at Hotels.com know exactly how close all the places are to where you want to stay. All at the best price. Hotels.com. Best prices, best places, guaranteed.
Shuffle, step, step. Come on, Jojo. I'm sorry, Wayne, it's not working. Let's try something simpler. Move your feet, step, touch, work with me. All right, under tempo.
Down. Very good. Watch my feet. Watch. Very stop it, Alan. Okay, that's... Here we go. And step, move, step, and step. Oh, that's good. That's good. Come on.
It's going to be a long year.
It is 49-28, 15-19 to go. Along with Bucky Waters, I'm John Sanders. Tell you how far this Pittsburgh program has come. They've got 7 players on this roster who redshirted since coming to Pittsburgh. They've got a kid by the name of Dante Milligan. He's a freshman from New York, 6'8". He's redshirting this year. They wanted to redshirt Aaron Gray, but he played so well in preseason and the early part of the year that they used him. He's the second 7-footer in school history, and he has not played in this game so far tonight. But he at times has given them some minutes. You remember the other 7-footer they had by the name of Mark Blunt, who plays for the Celtics. Page inside. That's too strong. Tipped up briefly by Taft, and back come the Johnnies.
No question the Panther program is no longer a novelty, or where did these guys come from? With this building, the recruiting line that we've discussed already, they're here to stay.
Nice shot that time by Hill. He's got 8. Hill getting better and better as his minutes increase. He's out there right now in this 3-guard offense with Stanley, Ingram, and himself, Hill. Deron Brown handles the basketball. He can just about do anything for you.
Yeah, he was going to Kentucky with Rick Pitino, and then Rick changed his mind and Jerron Brown changed his mind. What good news that was for Pittsburgh.
Turnover by Troutman inside. And then the break broken up. Oh, what great hustle that time by the Panthers. There's the alley-oop to Taft. Wow, 14 for Taft. It's 51-30.
Looks like a game on the playground. Skins and shirts. They're playing Can You Top This?
Krauser against Hill. Nice move inside to the left hand by Lamont Hamilton.
Late in the first half, Lamont Hamilton was shooting threes. He's 2 for 10 from 3. I mean, that's how bad it was going for St. John's.
Over the top to Taft again. Puts it up off the glass. Bouncing out. Fighting for the offensive rebound is Taft, and finally brought out of there by Hamilton.
Past nickname Big Ticket, and so he will be for the Panthers.
Oh, great move to the basket that time by Darrell Hill. He is the first Red Storm player in double figures with 10. Page has it. There comes the pressure. Handled by Brown. Spins, dribbles through traffic, gives it up, but Krauser kept it alive. Gets it across the timeline. Here's Jerron Brown. Here's Troutman. And see how unselfish he is? Most guys would take that shot, wouldn't they, or go right to the basket?
I think that was one time they did pass. One time too often. You can only get so close, guys, but it's fun to watch.
Get in the zone. I'm Jesse James. When it comes to my cars, I'm a hands-on kind of guy. I trust the pros at AutoZone for all the stuff I need. I wouldn't have it any other way. If you care enough about your car, you get in the zone. AutoZone.
Ponder this. You get what? About 5 new cars in your life? One mistake and boom, 4 prime years gone. However, slip behind 260 supercharged horses in the most powerful, best-handling driving machine in its class, and your life will still go by fast. But this time, it'll be a real good fast. The 2004 Grand Prix with Comp G, the new power Pontiac. That's fuel for the soul.
Gardens. My name is Muna Holmes, and I've lost 35 pounds since I started at Tiger Schulman's. I've lost 4 inches on my waist and 5 inches on my hips and thighs.
I'm Bob Neal. I'm 42 years old. I've lost 70 pounds. My instructors motivate me. Classes are fast and fun.
To get a better body at any age, call 1-800-52-TIGER now. It's Tiger Schulman's $79 New Year's resolution special. Get 1 month of training with a professional instructor. Also free workout clothes and instructional video. Call 1-800-52-TIGER now.
Based on the miraculous true story.
What do you play for? USA!
Walt Disney Pictures' Miracle will have you cheering. For this phenomenal, extraordinary, inspiring, exhilarating, brilliant, magnificent, stunning achievement.
This is something that this country is ready for.
Walt Disney Pictures presents the year's first great film.
This is your time!
Miracle, rated PG, starts February 6th.
It is 51-34, Pittsburgh leading, and we have seen some pretty fancy stuff here tonight.
Boy, we have. It's been Showtime in a clinic. Watch this pass, the alley-oop, Taft, the big ticket, drains it. Here again, they just throw the ball up and let the big fellas go get it. It is so impressive. They are so athletic, but they do it at a Lawrence Welk pace until it's time to explode.
And the New York City tradition continues here in Pittsburgh, thanks in good part to Barry Rorson. But as Jamie Dixon said, it's not the number. It's the quality, not the quantity that you're interested in. He said St. John's has some players that we wanted too. Nice effort to stay with it that time by Krauser. People like Kyle Cuff, Darrell Hill, these were players that were recruited by everybody, wound up with the Red Storm. So it's not like they're not getting any New York players. And I still have to think that if you're a New York player, as Hill shoots the 3, you wouldn't mind staying and playing in New York. Put back by Stanley. It's his 5th point. You know what I'm saying? If you're from New York, why not play at St. John's?
Well, as Lou Carnesecca used to say, you want to be in Macy's window? This is the place. The world's most famous arena. New York is New York. You play in Philadelphia, you got 5 other college basketball teams. We're it. We're it.
Morris with his first second-half basket off the feed by Brown. And that's 4 fouls on Reynolds. So Morris will go to the line. Seemed like the Red Storm will make a little run. They were on an 8-2 run, and then all of a sudden here comes Pittsburgh with a burst.
The posse comes after him, shuts him down.
Graves is checked back into the lineup for the University of Pittsburgh, playing alongside Carl Krauser. He got the start at the point when Krauser was hurt early in the season. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and not able to control that time is Hamilton. So Pittsburgh will keep, and that's 4 fouls on Grady Reynolds, who is their second leading scorer. And Reynolds tonight with 4 points, all in the first half. Didn't score in the second half and sits down with 4 fouls. McCarroll inside the arc, comes up a little bit short. Krauser has it blocked out of bounds. For Pittsburgh with still plenty of time. Remember, they had the shot and then the rebound, the offensive rebound, so there's still plenty of time on the shot clock. There is Dick Grote.
The master, All-American basketball player at Duke, All-American baseball player, wonderful career with the Pirates and the Cardinals. His first love is hoops, and he's been doing the games for the Panthers for, I don't know, 20 years or more. Absolutely loves it. Branch Rickey said you can't do both. So he had to, according to Dick, I had to play baseball.
No, he did both better than anybody else.
Oh, my.
Leading the league in scoring and the league in hitting. Off the feet of Brown, he fights his way out of traffic, looks for help. McCarroll. Shot clock inside 10, one of the few times. Morris goes up, is greeted that time by Hamilton. And the foul is going to go on Stanley.
Graves makes good penetration here, makes a rookie mistake by getting up in the air, which made that a very tough pass to Morris underneath. If he'd have just kept his feet and either put the ball up in the air on the glass for Morris or bounce pass, it's going to work out all right because they're going to the line. But that's where I like to see those penetrating guards under control. Don't jump up in the air and then refer to a committee. Know what you're going to do down there.
Well, he's 2 for 4 tonight, and that's what he is, a 50% free throw shooter. Abe Cada checks back into the lineup, and Hamilton, who picked up his 3rd foul on that play, goes back to the bench for the Red Storm. So one more chance for Morris.
Graves, as I pointed out, is still in a learning process. A great talent. He did have 6 turnovers against Virginia Tech. So Jamie Dixon and the team of his staff, they've got work to do.
Ahead of the pack is Cada. In fact, he's too far ahead.
Good play. He was almost. Oh,
here it comes. Look at that jam by McCarroll. Off the feed from Krauser.
I think we needed a bounce on that one too, John, but you know what? I wouldn't take that one away from this crowd. Not now.
It is the 7th dunk by Pittsburgh in this game tonight. 11 minutes to go. Fast break has been all Pittsburgh. 22-2. Cuff, that's a 3. It's good. So Kyle Cuff gets the 3-pointer. That's his 11th 3 of the year. He's about a 25% 3-point shooter. St. John's is a team, even though they were terrific against UCLA, only a 32% shooting team in 3-pointers. That's about the same area as Pitt. Pitt is not really a 3-point shooting team. Here's Brown working down the lane. Dishes it off. The foul is on Abe Cada. It'll be his 3rd. Morris with his 8th point. And he'll go back to the free throw line for the 4th time in this half. Julius Page has been fairly quiet offensively. Julius with just 4 points and 1 field goal.
Krauser leaving the game at the jam finger.
Oh, he's played well despite the jam finger. And here comes the guy we talked about that they wanted to redshirt, but he played so good in the preseason they couldn't. Aaron Gray will be checking in. Loose ball tipped out of bounds by Pittsburgh. Another miss at the line for Morris, who is now 2 for 6. He's missed 4 in a row, but the Panthers still lead by 20. And Showtime continues in Pittsburgh.
There's nothing worse than being ready to go and your car won't. So we're ready in advance. Ready with the right equipment, the right people, and the right parts. All at ready to go, low prices. And if it's your battery, we'll install it for free. So bring it on. We're ready in advance.
For the best parts, people and price, we're ready in advance. Yeah, bring it on.
Take advantage of great lease and finance rates, only through February 29th.
Over 50 years ago, Dreyfus introduced its first mutual fund. Today, it's a new financial environment, but the fundamentals of investing remain the same. Rely on the experience of an advisor and invest with someone who's been around the jungle. Dreyfus. Time-tested strategies for investing, no matter what the times.
It's hard being in a new city. Good morning.
Colorado, go back to Detroit.
Avalanche!
Get out of here.
You guys are losers.
Take that hat off. Colorado rules. Detroit's going down. Red Wings got nothing.
Loser.
That's why I love ESPN Local on Insider. With local coverage of all my teams, I feel like I'm closer to home. The all-new ESPN Insider. Get inside.
It was an 18-point difference at halftime. Pitt has picked up a couple more points with 10:25 to play. Let's take a look at the Shooting the Rock, and it is brought to you by Rolling Rock Beer. Grab a rock. And when you talk about shooting the rock, you're probably not going to do it very well against Pittsburgh.
Actually, that's a very decent percentage against Jamie Dixon's Panthers. You know, he spends most of the night in that position. He needs a chiropractor bad. That's youth. What is he, 36, 37?
But you know, he's very, during practice, he's not a yeller, he's not a screamer, he's very intense, he's very focused. Pittsburgh has really clamped down defensively on its opponents. However, part of that defense is in the locker room because Julius Page kind of limped off the court, went to the locker room, and the freshman, the 7-footer, Gray, is back on now for Pittsburgh. Three-pointer spins out. Gray lost the rebound. Stanley tries to go to Kate. It's knocked out of bounds, and I think he's fouled.
This crowd is very anxious to see the Panthers run and gun. They've had some spectacular plays to applaud tonight, but it's been a while.
Foul number 3 on Jerron Brown. Cuff is outside. So is Andre Stanley, 50-year senior, who has to commute 2 hours by subway to get to practice. Cuff fights his way inside, missed the shot, and lands in the arms of McCarroll. So back the other way comes Antonio Graves. Brown, the only senior on the court right now for Pittsburgh. That's the big freshman handling the basketball. Yuri Demetrius. Jerron Brown. Corner jumper, good. 11 for Jerron Brown, who is a grad student. He graduated last year. Hill with a little stop-and-go move. And pulls up for the jumper, bending off, rebound Brown. Back comes Pittsburgh. Brown carries it all the way down. Looks for a trailer, none there, skips it to Graves. Less than 9 to go. Pittsburgh comfortably in front. They want the big man to score. He's going to turn, push it up, no good. Brown trying to fight it back up. Thought he was fouled. I think he's going to get a blow. Jerron might be a little tired. He's been working hard at both ends. 61-39 is the score.
They brought him back to bring up the ball against the press. You know, his arm span is such. He plays much bigger than his paper height. 6'4", but he plays a good 6'8" with that arm span and touch.
Ingram does not get the roll on the short jumper, and Gray has the rebound. So Pittsburgh will bring it back.
The dichotomy of Pittsburgh is that defensively, the tensile strength and physical and tough, and at the offensive end, they operate like surgeons. Everything is So smooth and effortless.
He stepped out of bounds, did Aaron Gray. So for the Panthers, Krauser will return, and also Levon Kendall for the first time, and Siobhan Troutman checking back in. Kendall, another red shirt. He is a redshirt freshman from Canada, played on the Canadian national team, and they're very happy with him. So now you've taken yourself 11 players deep.
The problem is with that much talent, keeping them all happy. Winning helps that. In fact, it's imperative.
Well, somehow the guy by the name of Jim Calhoun has managed to do that at UConn. You talk about talent. Holy cow.
Yep, they're loaded.
He's got some players. Hill working hard to get inside and hits the shot. Darrell Hill has been impressive. He's got a dozen. We're on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh inside the beautiful new Peterson Center, along with Bucky Waters. I'm John Sanders and our entire Big East basketball crew. Glad you could join us. Here's Kendall, Krauser,
St. John's man for man now, not much more effective than their zone. The zone was effective early, however. I think they caught the Panthers after a week off. Last game a week ago with Boston College. Caught them a little listless.
Graves has it blocked, gets it back, and then is knocked out of bounds with 7:03 to play and 6 on the shot clock. The Panthers, number 4 in the country. They trailed early, now leading by 20.
The Cooper Xeon 2XS Ultra High Performance Tire. Made to perform on the skid pad, the slalom, the track, and in the real world. Cooper tires don't give up a thing.
The Hyundai Sonata makes more sense than ever. Once again ranked most appealing entry midsize car by J.D. Power & Associates. It's $3,700 less than a Toyota Camry LE when comparably equipped. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Test drive the 2004 Hyundai Sonata, starting at just $15,839. When your car makes this much sense, you win. Get a 2004 Hyundai Sonata with up to $2,500 cash back or a 0% APR.
I've been fortunate enough to play my whole career here in New York, and it happened so fast, you almost really don't take it into account. I mean, you're playing. You're not looking back every few minutes or years to say, geez, where am I? How long have I been here? You're always looking to the next game. And so I guess, the lesson is savor it.
Festival, presented by Sony Electronics, giving aspiring filmmakers the chance of a lifetime. Win internships at Fox Sports Net and Fox, plus this cool Sony camera. For more information, log on to foxsports.com or check out the show.
Saturday on MSG, get in the groove with the Orange and Blue as Marbury and the Knicks are down in Miami to take on Eddie Jones and the rival Heat. The Knicks battle the Heat after game night, Saturday afternoon, only on MSG Network.
Just over 7 minutes remaining tonight in the Peterson Event Center, and the Panther fans are happy, hoping their team can win their 33rd in a row in this building. Let's check out the BMW Ultimate Drive of the game. It was a dandy. We've had a lot of beauties, but this is a pretty good one.
Look at this. Look at this. Mark McCarroll, 6'10", junior from Queens, up. He's got 6 points. None more devastating than that.
Good thing they have those breakaway rims. We might have seen another Jerome Lane right there.
Ooh. Wow.
Demetrius gets it off at the buzzer, and Krauser tracks down the rebound. The Panthers get the fresh clock with a comfortable lead of 20. We talked about them limiting their opponents scoring-wise to just 56 points a game. Krauser misses that one. Racing back the other way is Tyler Jones, feeds Hill. Ingram for 3. Yes, sir. That's his second tonight, rather.
Interesting defense that time by St. John's. They showed a 1-2-2 with freshman Tyler Jones at 6'9" on top. Let's see if that can do something to unsettle the Panthers.
Kendall to Gray, back to Kendall between his legs out of bounds, but touched last by Ingram, I believe. So Panthers will keep it.
Gray, good hands, good feet, just a little timid out there. He needs take it to the rack and leave some people in his wake.
And with a 4-foul player, Grady Reynolds will come back in with 6:12 to play. Cuff goes to the bench. Also going to the bench is Abe Keita. As Mohamed Jakite comes back on for the Red Storm.
More of a matchup, but with Tyler Jones at the top of the key, it's a tough pass over.
Demetrius back to Krauser, penetrates, gets it to Troutman all alone along. That's some of that interior passing you were talking about. Troutman with 11 points.
Well, the freshman, the 6'9" freshman at the top of the zone makes a tough pass, but they're really breaking him down on the dribble.
Here comes Ingram down the lane. That's knocked away by Kendall. Ingram gets it back. Reynolds from long range. That's well short. Kendall has the loose ball. Panthers looking for win number 39 in a row at home. Reynolds, by the way, just 1 for 7 tonight. Kendall for 3. That's short. Goes out of bounds, so the Red Storm with 5:08 to play will have it. Jerron Brown will check back into the lineup. He'll be joined by Antonio Graves as Kendall and Demetrius go to the bench.
Even with a 19-point lead, Jamie Dixon not liking that quick, long 3. He likes to see the Panthers sew and knit and put that quilt together before they score.
Remember, the Red Storm did have a 6-point lead early in this ball game, but a 7.5-minute scoring drought took care of that. Hill, another jumper. That's good. Hill has been very impressive. He's got 14 points tonight.
His nickname is Showtime, John. They just up, forward and back. Backcourt call good.
Now, some of the fans are beginning to chant, "We want Small." Well, that would be Charles Small. And he is rather small. He's a 5'7" redshirt freshman out of Detroit. And they would like to see him in the ball game.
They're going to get him. Unless he's in the doghouse, he's going to play. Everybody's going to play.
Ingram inside. Bending off. Taft has the rebound. Pittsburgh freshman got this game off and running for the Panthers. 14 points for him tonight. Just 3 away from his season and career high. Graves to Krauser.
Reynolds again at the top of the key, but they just break him down.
Beautiful 3-point basket off the Krauser feed. So he joins the party. That is his 12th 3-pointer of the season. And it stretches that lead back to 20 for Pittsburgh.
Antonio Graves had a great 3-point look to tie that game at Hartford against Connecticut. It was a well-designed play. At the end of the game, he had a great look. It just didn't go down.
Reynolds to the basket, misses the shot, tipped up once, and Troutman is there for the rebound. Here comes Krauser. They've got numbers again. On the wing to Brown for the stop. Another jam for Pitt. That is their 8th dunk of the night.
Krauser with the look away. You know, Krauser was at 2 and undefeated in 2 bouts as an amateur boxer. I can see that with the look away and the, like a little fake, a little jab.
But that's when he decided maybe basketball was better than boxing.
I think you live longer.
That's 11 points now, finally getting untracked in the second half. Ingram did not score in the first half. Here's Brown to Taft. He'll go to the line after trying still another dunk.
It's a high percentage shot.
I'll tell you, though, you get that many dunks in a ball game, that means there's nobody close to you a lot.
Yeah, St. John's right now not putting a body on anybody. And speaking of bodies,
one of the biggest ones is going to come in.
Oh, my.
His name is Curtis Johnson, and he's only 7'3".
Had a hard time with his body, has the big fella from Norfolk, Virginia. Grew fast, had to actually break some bones in his feet, and just carrying all of that weight, growing fast. Got a great heart. The kid.
I've never seen him without a smile on his face.
That's a great point. He's. It's not been a fun time for him up there in Queens, but
well, he's going to be a counselor or maybe a minister. He's majoring in theology. Hill again. This one's too hard, and here comes Krauser. He's got numbers, 3-on-2, 4-on-2. Krauser, Brown, Troutman. And Troutman gets it back. Krauser's tied his career high with 9 assists. He's also got 4 steals. Misses the 3. And stolen by Jerron Brown.
What's he doing out there with 2 minutes and 25 seconds?
Brown has 7 assists tonight. That's 1 short of his all-time best. There's Taft from the foul line. Tried to dump it down inside. That's some of that interior passing we talked about. Hill on the wing. Saves it. Krauser. Oh, wow, how quick he is. Again, numbers for Pittsburgh. Which way is he going to go? He's going to call his own number and miss the shot. But he'll track it down. They're leading by 20, and they're still racing after every loose ball like it was the first 2 minutes of the game.
And starters are still in there. I'm really not sure what the plan is there.
I think the plan's going to change right now. Well, let's take a look at our Cooper Tire Defensive Player of the Game. Carl Krauser has been terrific in steals and in assists tonight.
Boy, he's got fillings, he's got watches, he's got hubcaps, you name it. He's stolen it tonight. An incredible display, quick hands. He takes a lot of chances. He gambles on D, and tonight his percentage was very good.
Well, that's how you get jammed fingers, if you're always sticking your hands in where you're not supposed to, right?
Yeah, and if you stick your nose where you're not supposed to, you have to wear a face mask. Ben Gordon and Elijah Ingram.
Well, Ingram has taken his off, and he's gone to the bench. We'll see who comes out for the Panthers. Hill, who's played very well for St. John's, is out there along with Johnson. Also the freshman Tyler Jones, the 5th-year senior Andre Stanley, and Lamont Hamilton. It'll be Graves on, along with Torrey Morris, McCarroll, Demetrius, and also still out there handling the inbounds pass is Levon Kendall. He'll get it back. He got the quick seat after the quick 3, remember?
Yes. Yeah, that's called discipline.
Here's Morris, dumps it down. McCarroll lost the handle, saved that time. Beautifully saved by Kendall.
Panthers have committed only 2 fouls this half. That's pretty amazing.
This will be the 1-and-1 coming up. The foul was on Curtis Johnson, his first, and Torrey Morris back to the line, where he's had no success in the second half. He made 2 in the first half. He's missed 4 in the second half. And he's going to fall under his average, which is not good to begin with.
St. John's in his own. Come on, fellas, we're not going to foul you. Let's get this over with.
McCarroll's baseline shot good. He rattled that one in. 8 points for McCarroll.
I wonder why Morris is on the floor. Seniors, got those good young kids. These are the minutes they need.
That one partially blocked by Morris. McCarroll has the rebound. Now Graves will bring it up. Final minute. A 7-minute and about 30-second drought will spell the end of the night for St. John's. They just can't go that long against a team like Pittsburgh. Follow, no good. Foul called.
St. John's still running the floor, but they were just clearly overmatched. Pittsburgh, number 4 in the country, indeed, and the crowd.
Here comes Small.
Finally gets her wish.
And also Marcus Bowman. So the last 2 guys on the bench are going to get in the ball game here in the final 51 seconds. And listen to the pan for Charles Small, joined by Marcus Bowman. It's interesting. You look at the Pittsburgh bench, and Krauser's down, telling the one player who hasn't played tonight, Ed Turner, that he should get in the game. You can't do that. Is the coach supposed to tell you?
Just go right by him. Just
go to the scorer's table.
Yeah.
And replace somebody. Here's Bowman. Small. Oh, they wanted him to shoot the 3. Bowman has it batted away. Tracked down by Tyler Jones. He'll bring it back to the Johnnies. Final 30 seconds. Pittsburgh led by 18 at halftime. Now leading by 22. And Hill, he's tried to do it all and done it well. That's 16 points for the sophomore from the Queens. They want Small to shoot right now. He'll take it inside, tried to give it up, and it's stolen by Tyler Jones. Jones with a shot. Misses. Morris has the rebound, and that's going to do it. Pittsburgh will win going away. 71-51 is the final score tonight. Everybody contributed for Jamie Dixon and the Panthers. Jerron Brown with 13. Troutman had 11. Morris 8. Krauser had 9. Taft had 15. He was the #1 scorer. The Panthers win it going away over the Red Storm. They have still not won a Big East game. The Panthers win their 7th. We'll be back.
Nothing worse than being ready to go and your car won't. So we're ready in advance. Ready with the right equipment, the right people, and the right parts. All at ready to go, low prices. And if it's your battery, we'll install it for free. So bring it on. We're ready in advance.
For the best parts, people and price, we're ready in advance.
Yeah, bring it on. Ponder this. You get what? About 5 new cars in your life? One mistake and boom, 4 prime years gone. However, slip behind 260 supercharged horses in the most powerful, best-handling driving machine in its class, and your life will still go by fast. But this time, it'll be a real good fast. The 2004 Grand Prix with Comp G, the new powered Pontiac. That's fuel for the soul.
It's hard being in a new city. Good morning.
Colorado, go back to Detroit.
Avalanche!
Get out of here!
You guys are losers.
Take that hat off. Colorado rules! Detroit's going down! Red Wings got nothing.
Loser.
That's why I love ESPN Local on Insider. With local coverage of all my teams, I feel like I'm closer to home.
The all-new ESPN Insider. Get inside.
Shuffle, step, step. Come on, JoJo. I'm sorry, Wayne, it's not working. Let's try something simpler. Move your feet, step, touch. Work with me. All right, under tempo.
Down. Very good. Watch my feet. Watch. Very good. Stop, Alan. Okay, that's... Here we go. And step. Move. Step. Step. Oh, that's good. That's good. Come on.
It's gonna be a long year.
Tonight's Big East game has been brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. By Advance Auto Parts. We're ready in advance. Advance Auto Parts. The Panthers led by 19 points at halftime. They win by 20 points. 71-51 is the final score. It's just another notch in the belt of the Peterson Event Center. They have never lost here. School record for wins at home. They're 17-0 this year. Jamie Dixon is the author of this beautiful story for Pittsburgh. Standing by with Bucky Waters. Bucky.
Thank you, John. Jamie, St. John's came out, showed a little life, and you squashed them early.
Yeah, we figured they'd come out and be real aggressive, and I thought they did. They came out and played well, and I thought our guys responded, passed the ball really well, got a lot of transition baskets, and really unselfishness throughout. We got the ball inside against their zone, and eventually broke that down with good passing and from the interior.
Was this as good a transition night as you've had in a while?
Well, I think we made very good passes. I think we did a good job. It took us to get the defensive rebounds, and that was key. We were getting beat on the boards early, so we got back on the boards. You got to push it, get it in transition. You got to get on the boards and get that done first, and that's what we did. And the passing was tremendous. Carl did a great job of distributing the ball. Julius and Jerron made a great job. Jerron had 4 assists in the first half, and passing was very unselfish. That's what we wanted to do.
I thought perhaps the week off was a problem for you guys. You didn't come out running like you normally do.
Well, I think they just made some shots. We didn't execute again. Came out and they started the zone. We thought they might, and we didn't do a good job on the first couple possessions getting the ball inside. Eventually we did that. We got inside touches, and it breaks down the zone eventually.
You're not used to losing. You don't plan to do it either, do you?
Well, we just think about getting better and improving. I think we got better during the week, and I thought we did a lot of good things tonight. I thought the passing, like I said earlier, was great. I think defensive rebounding, we stepped up and got that done in the second half. So, late in the first half, I should say. But we're just trying to get better, trying to improve, and get these young kids. We got 6 freshmen here, and they're trying to get better every day.
And Taft is making strides just incredibly quick. Did you have any idea he was going to come this fast, Jamie?
Well, he's, you know what, if you hang around him a little bit and you see how he acts and interacts with the players, and he's a smart kid, listens well, and he's a great teammate. So when you see those kinds of things, and then you see the leadership we have, our 3 seniors, you can see why a kid would improve like he has, and it's just a tremendous sign for our 3 seniors and for Chris as well, as far as listening and wanting to get better.
Congratulations,
Okay.
Jamie. Enjoy this win.
Thank you.
John Saunders, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Bucky. We're going to take one more break and visit with some of the winning players. It was a story of this all night long. Taft at that end. We'll talk to him, too, in a minute.
Own a timeshare? Sell it for cash. Own a campground membership? Sell it for cash. In the last 6 months, over $1 billion in vacation timeshares have been sold industry-wide. Now's the perfect time to buy, sell, or rent your property for cash. Call right now for your free information kit to buy, sell, or rent your timeshare or campground membership for cash. Plus, be one of the next 200 callers, and we'll include 10 secrets to buy or sell your timeshare by Century 21 Vacation Properties. It's only available from this special TV offer. Don't wait until you have to pay another maintenance fee or tax bill. Call now and turn your timeshare into cash. Be one of the next 200 callers for your free information kit, and we'll include 10 secrets to buy or sell your timeshare by Century 21 Vacation Properties. Buy, sell, or rent your timeshare for cash. Call now. Don't wait to pay another maintenance fee or tax bill. It's a free call, so call now.
Call 800-410-9907. That's 800-410-9907 for this limited time exclusive TV offer.
20-point win for the University of Pittsburgh at home tonight as they post still another victory in this building. They are still undefeated here. They have won 33 games in a row, and one of the reasons is the freshman Chris Taft. He really brought the Panthers down when they trailed early thanks to some good feeds by Krauser. It was Taft working hard tonight at both ends. Gets the putback there on his way to a night in which he scored 15 points to lead the Panthers in that category, but a lot of that good inside passing and a lot of transition baskets, a lot of dunks, and Chris Taft on the receiving end of a lot of those passes. He's standing by with Bucky Waters. Bucky, back to you.
Thanks, John. Chris Taft, this was a highlight and a half for you tonight. You ran the floor well. Was there any special feeling playing St. John's coming from Coney Island?
Yeah, it was a little special feeling because they're a New York team, and the way Pittsburgh is recruiting, we're becoming the New York team. So I know it's going to be on TV in New York, so I couldn't go out there and play bad.
Where did you get the nickname Big Ticket?
Truthfully, I don't know. Everybody know that Kevin Garnett is my favorite player, and everybody been telling me that I play like him, so I just started off getting the big ticket. And then as soon as I got here, I got the franchise, so I'm just happy with both nicknames.
Well, I thought, did you, as you play against these guys, so you played against them a lot over the years, the kids from New York, haven't you?
Yeah, definitely. CHSAA in my high school, was basically New York players, so I'm used to playing against people from New York.
Did you have any idea you would be contributing this much, this soon, to the nation's #4 team?
Yeah, definitely, because I'm a very confident player, and I feel that wherever I'm at, I can help out immediately. So that's why I've always been thinking that I can contribute as soon as I get here. That's what I thought as soon as I step into this program, I can contribute.
What about the Big East now? You're not a freshman anymore, Chris. What surprised you in terms?
I'm a freshman grade-wise, so
no. We're not going to grade papers. I mean, you're like maybe 2/3 of the way through your first season. Yeah. What surprised you? What would you say to young big kids coming along?
Well, I just say to young big kids coming along, just keep working on your game and keep playing hard, and good things will come.
And you like to run the floor, big guy.
Yeah, I love to run.
Keep doing it. You run like you're 6'1", but you're 6'10". Congratulations, right. Big effort, John.
Thank you very much, Bucky. It was a huge effort for him. He had a nice night for the Pittsburgh Panthers. Wasn't a career night, but it was a good night. We've got more to come before we say good night.
Golf Digest is going to cure your slice now and for free.
And that's a guarantee.
Introducing the breakthrough video, Cure Your Slice Now, and it's free with your paid subscription to Golf Digest magazine. In this video, top PGA instructor Chuck Cook shows you the 7 key phases of the swing and gives you his proven method for better control and longer, straighter drives. And here's our guarantee. If Golf Digest and Cure Your Slice Now doesn't cure your slice and improve your game, cancel and keep the video free.
Golf Digest is your source for golf.
Every month in Golf Digest, you get easy-to-follow tips and instruction from the best teachers and players in golf. Information on the top equipment, the best places to play, thought-provoking commentary. You also get this removable Pocket Tips booklet. Call now. Use your credit card and get your first risk-free issue, Pocket Tips booklet and video free. You get 11 more issues for only $19.77. If your game doesn't improve, cancel and keep the video, booklet, and magazine free.
So call 800-543-6200. That's 800-543-6200. Call now.
No other weekly financial publication moves the markets like Barron's. It provides the knowledge, insight, and foresight that allow you to stay one step ahead. Subscribe now and you'll also receive this Barron's Stock Evaluator free. It lets your computer help you turn money into wealth. Get 13 weeks of Barron's and the Stock Evaluator, all for only $39. Call now toll-free, 800-334-6600. That's 800-334-6600.
71-51 the final. A quick chat with the guy that engineered this whole thing tonight, and his name is Carl Krauser. He was terrific in dishing it off, in scoring when he needed to. A three-pointer from him here. Just another very solid night for the guy that had the no-look pass working to perfection, helping his teammates to a big win. He's standing by with Bucky again. Bucky?
Yeah. Thank you, John. Is it true that you went to the chancellor on Coach Dixon's behalf?
Exactly. That's exactly what I did. I wanted Coach Dixon to get this job, and I know how much it meant to him and the team, so I just wanted to do anything I can to help Coach Dixon out.
And 9 assists tonight, that helps him to keep this job.
Exactly. I just wanted to get my teammates involved and keep the big men happy and reward them for running the floor and rebounding so hard.
Comparisons with Brandon Knight, they bother you?
Not at all. Brandon's like a brother to me, and any comparison to Brandon, it feels like an honor.
That's a great answer, and you're a heck of a player. Looking forward to seeing you for a couple more years. John?
Bucky, thank you very much. 71-51 is the final. The Panthers get the win at home. They go to 21-1. They are 7-1 in the Big East, and they will certainly maintain that number 4 ranking next week at least. But it was a 7.5-minute drought that did in St. John's tonight as Pittsburgh wins it going away. The streak continues, 39 in a row without a loss at home, including 33-0 right here in this building. Just a terrific night for the University of Pittsburgh. Hill tried to do his best for St. John's. He led the way with 16 points. Elijah Ingram finally got some three-pointers to go in the second half, but too much strength inside for Pittsburgh. They led most of the night. They win it by 20, 71-51 is the final score. But they've got some road games coming up. They'll be playing at Notre Dame and at Seton Hall in their next 2 games. For Bucky Waters and our entire Big East crew here, I'm John Sanders. Thanks very much for watching Big East basketball from Pittsburgh. The final again tonight. Pittsburgh wins it 71-51. So long from Pittsburgh.